does anyone disagree with what I'm talking about? Are any of you surprised that not one woman who said to start a family, to have kids?
Honestly, but why does it have to be that?
I have a question though.
What I was trying to say is that if you've already done it, then what is the rest of your purpose? What is your current purpose? What is your past purpose? Because everybody has different stages in their life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've done that. My original purpose was to impact people's lives, to change it in a different way, and not in a negative way, obviously, but to change a lot of people's lives. And if you just change one person from some type of action, that's a big difference.
Mm-hmm. But I think definitely home life is separated from career life. If you have a good balance, it's super easy to maintain both and do if you're going to lead and you're going to be that mother figure, then you're already set. So when you're stepping outside of actuality into your career, then you're definitely taking it to another level.
So your purpose in life is your career?
No, it's just to make sure there's a balance. You have to have a balance.
Sneeko, you must have a balance, okay?
I mean, here's the thing. I think that's kind of a lie that feminism pushes, that you can have it both. You can be ultra successful and have a career while simultaneously being a good mother. And the reality is one of them has to suffer for the other one to be truly successful.
Sadly.
You can't be a boss entrepreneur clearing $100,000 a month and also be a fantastic mom. Rarely, if ever, does that happen. So what I've come to realize, and I find it very interesting, a lot of you guys, like Sneeko said, have fairly masculine purposes of, chasing your career or living your dash, or, which, that's open up to interpretation. But not one of you said anything about a family, children, making sure that my child's purpose is fulfilled before mine.
Right.
Very interestingly selfish answers, which is cool. I mean, it just goes to speak kind of as to the mindset that we're in the United States and in the West in general, where women put their career over family and children. And I would argue that's fairly destructive, because women don't derive the same pleasure from success. But did anyone else have something?
I do have a question.
Sure. And you had something too?
Would having children not be covered under the umbrella of creation, right? That's a thing.
Yeah, what's your broad answer? But that's not what you
come on, man.
You didn't mention children at all. So nice chance. Nice try.
I just thought that was a given.
But I will say that
bro, it's not a given.
No?
She did have some kids, and she did say that they were already dealt with.
She's true, yeah.
No, she exactly. Don't you have a younger child though? I know you said you have. No. You have a teenager. Are your kids?
Has a young kid.
Are they both adults already?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
You have a toddler, right?
4 of them. Remember?
Are they? But are they all adults?
Yes, they are.
So she did her part.
They are. I did my part and made sure that they're
too.
grown, and made sure that I'm leaving them a legacy when I'm gone.
Right.
That is the whole purpose, is make sure that they are contributing to society. They're not self-centered. They don't feel entitled.
But your answer was living my dash.
Right, because that's my current purpose, right? If you ask me what was the original, well, depending on especially the age demographic here, not a lot of women here have had kids yet, have lived their life. Some of them are really giving it up now. It's okay, some get married so early, they don't live that life.
So would you tell women to live their life first and then get married after?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Here's the thing, is because I was actually in an arranged marriage when I was younger, and it's a cultural thing. So that's why my kids are older. So then now your whole purpose is you're exposed to only being a mom. And I didn't have that opportunity, as a lot of these young women, to enjoy life, to go to the clubs, to do, all this. And now that they're grown, I could do whatever.
What's more fulfilling, having children or going to the club?
You know what? Having my kids and having them, now they're grown and they're individuals. The rule we had is you give them enough to do something, but not too much to do nothing.
Right.
Because if they end up spoiled, then they become entitled.
But see, and this is kind of why the advice you gave is fairly destructive. You're saying, hey, live your life first and then have the children after. Well, then we ask you, what's more beneficial, going to the club or having the children? Well, having the children. Well, we know that women have a finite amount of time to be able to bear children and do it in a healthy fashion where the kids come out without some type of impairment. So telling women to wait, right, when we know that by the time you're 35, 90+% of your eggs are gone and it's a high-risk pregnancy, which a lot of women are electing to do nowadays, wouldn't that be detrimental to tell them that advice? Wait off until you're older, have your fun, have your party years, as they would say.
Would you consider them go ahead and getting married at 21, 17, 21, 22? I mean, yeah, they have a
Let me ask you a question. Is it better to leave the casino while you're up or while you're down?
Just leave the casino.
Leave the casino, but you might have come in with $100,000 and you leave down with $50K. Are you?
We're not going to talk about gambling because that's actually.
I mean, but that's what I'm trying to say is that like women typically want to consolidate on the best man, and your value is highest when you're younger. Correct?
You'd want to go ahead if you were the way I was raised.
Hold on, stop the show real fast. There's a reason why you hesitated when I asked your age, and there's a reason why you lied about your age. Women know deep down that their age is directly influential as to their sexual market value.
I'm gonna have to say no.
I wasn't thinking sexual market value, but that's true, I guess.
I mean, there's a reason why you guys hesitated. You didn't want to disclose it, and she lied. Your actions tell everything.
All artists lie about their age.
I'm not an artist.
That's not true.
Yeah, but a woman's age does matter. So what I'm saying is that wouldn't it be better to cash in while you're up versus down?
It makes sense.
I guess you could say that, but it really depends on your time. What part of your life you're in. I didn't have a choice.
Our purpose should be having kids, you think? Women?
I didn't have a choice. I had to be married at a certain age.
I think that's the most important thing a woman can do.
I think our purpose changes throughout life, for sure.
I think a woman's biggest gift to the world is having children.
I mean,
and having a family.
The other women on the podcast should take your advice at heart. You're going to the club now, but you said yourself the most fulfilling thing was having children. So maybe now is a time while you're younger to make the decision, what is the better investment of my future, having kids or being in a section?
Wait, is that why you got titties?
It depends.
Why I got titties? No, because I had breast cancer. So then I had to get them.
So you got them bigger.
The first set tried to
that size though?
Okay.
Why were we talking about her boobs? In the first place.
They came up, I guess.
They popped out.
If you know what I mean.
If you know what I'm saying, they came up.